Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have gathered here today on this historic 25th day of June 2026, not to lament, not to complain, and certainly not to surrender to defeatist narratives. We are here to take a radical look at our political future. We have come to scrutinize the monumental fundamental strides of the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We are here to strip away the deliberate political noise, bypass the sensationalized media headlines, and state with facts and figures what the working people see and what they feel. We want to celebrate the wins and address the gaps, and chart a path forward where the benefits of economic policies cascade down and positively impact the least working person. Leadership is an easy task when times are rosy and revenues are effortlessly flowing. But true, historic governance is tested only when a nation stands as a terrifying structural crossroads. Few decades, Nigeria merely managed the external symptoms of economic decay while completely ignoring the terminal disease eating the fabric of its foundation. We choose a cheap popular appeal over sustainable national wealth. But over the 3 years, we have watched a president willing to take the stronger surgical tool necessary to save the patient. We have watched an administration that chooses courage over convenience. It is evident, thank you. It is evident that Nigeria is undergoing difficult reforms. These reforms have brought real pressure on households, workers, traders, transporters, artisans, farmers, market women, and small business owners. Food prices, transport costs, energy costs, and the general cost of living have placed heavy burdens on all of us here today and our families. This reality cannot be denied. The pain is real, the hardship is real, and the concerns of the people are legitimate. Yes, for us as working people united for good governance, the message and understanding are clear. Reform may be painful, but avoiding a reform could be more dangerous. However, reform must deliver visible and tangible results for all. That is why our strategic message here today is simple: support continuity and demand delivery. We support continuity because national stability matters. We support continuity because reform must not stop halfway. We support continuity because policy confusion can create deeper economic uncertainty. The proverb theme of this summit, and the explosive growth of hope tells us one undeniable truth: that the grassroots are now awake. A government that looks out for the permanent future of its people deserves the absolute, unalloyed, and militant backing of the same people. As we interact, discuss, and strategize throughout this summit, let our conversation be firmly anchored on veritable data, real-life grassroots impacts, and actionable roadmap. Let this momentous occasion serve as the ultimate launchpad for a structured, unstoppable momentum that will guarantee policy continuity, economic stability, and irreversible progress for our nation. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome you to this summit, a summit that will forever define the future of Nigerian working class and masses. Long live the working people. Long live Working People United. Long live President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We can do better for our national coordinator. For 20 or thereabouts years, he nurtured the torchlight of opposition and strengthened democracy across this nation of ours, a movement that will metamorphose into a ruling party, and today with monumental credentials across this great nation of ours. Born on this day, 25th of June, the defining hours of JFK, Washington, D.C. Pope John the 23rd in Rome, he walked into this venue at 64th birthday as the Chief of Staff to the President of the Republic of Nigeria. We tell Nigerians that President Bola, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR is performing surgeries necessary for a strong and healthy foundation of this nation of ours. Today, the Hurricane Bola Ahmed Tinubu is sweeping across Nigeria from Calabar to Lagos Coastal Highway, Sokoto, Badagry. The footprints can be seen. Hurricane Wike is blowing across FCT with monuments and infrastructural development, all courtesy of the renewed hope of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. From Makodi to Otukpa Enugu Federal Road, Enugu Onitsha, Bodo, Boni, for the first time in the history of Nigeria, Boni Highland in Rivers State has been linked to the mainland, courtesy of the Renew Hope agenda. As we speak, a bridge across River Benue in Buruku. The Buruku people in Benue State are grateful for what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing. The reforms are real, the effects are real, but the credentials are evident for everyone to see. So happy birthday, sir. My name is Enenche. I've heard that name. And I'm here this day to say happy birthday to you as all Nigerians, and also that you are working in the heart of these great reforms that is changing the narrative on the shores of our nation of ours. Our love to Mr. President, and Nigerians are praying for him, and this reform will be evident and continue even beyond 2027. And that's our prayer here. Please, once again, can we put a hands up for the chairman of the occasion, a patriot, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, Commander of the Federal Republic. Thank you very much, sir. And now we are going to the goodwill messages. I would like to respectfully welcome my sister, Dr. Maria, as she takes over from here.
Thank you very much, Aneche, and welcome again, my bon, the Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. Welcome, sir. We quickly move on to the goodwill messages, and I would like to respectfully invite the Minister of Labor and Employment, who is our guest of honor, Mohammed Maigari Dingia, the PhD. A round of applause for him as he comes up stage to take his goodwill message. We can do better than that. Please, let's encourage him. Two minutes, sir.
Auzubillahi min shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Your Excellency, our brother, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, Chief of Staff to the President, and the chairman of this very great occasion, our distinguished representatives of honorable ministers who are here, distinguished labor leaders who are coming from various parts of this country, representatives of workers' organizations, your Royal Highnesses, members of the academia, captains of industry, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, I welcome you all to this very important occasion. I am highly honored to be part of this important summit organized by Working People United for Good Governance, a platform made up of seasoned labor leaders and stakeholders who have consistently demonstrated commitment to the ideals of good governance, workers' welfare, national development, and social justice. Let me begin by commending the organizers for choosing a theme that is both timely and significant: policies and governance, impact on the working people. This theme goes to the heart of the relationship between government decisions, economic transformation, and the everyday realities of Nigerian workers. Governance is not merely about policies written in documents or programs announced from government offices. The true measure of governance is the extent to which policies translate into improved livelihoods, decent work, increased productivity, social protection, economic opportunities, and dignity for the working people. The administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR came into office with a clear understanding that sustainable national development must be anchored on bold reforms, inclusive economic growth, and a renewed social contract between government, labor, employers, and the Nigerian people. Distinguished participants, reforms are never without challenges. Every major transformation requires courage, patience, sacrifice, and collective responsibility. However, the objective of the federal government has remained clear: to build a stronger, more productive, and more resilient economy that works for all Nigerians. In the area of labor and employment, the administration has continued to demonstrate commitment to improving conditions of workers and strengthening industrial relations. The government has maintained constructive engagement with organized labor through social dialogue and has continued to promote peaceful labor relations as a foundation for economic stability. One of the significant steps taken was the implementation of measures aimed at cushioning the effects of economic adjustments on workers and vulnerable groups. These include interventions to improve workers' purchasing power, support productivity, and create an environment where businesses can thrive and generate employment. The introduction of National Minimum Wage Act 2024 represents a major milestone in our collective effort to ensure that Nigerian workers receive fair compensation for their labor. The new wage framework recognizes the changing realities of the economy and reinforces principles that workers must benefit from national growth. Beyond wages, the federal government recognizes that the future of work requires investment in skills, innovation, and human capital development. Consequently, efforts are being intensified to promote technical and vocational education, entrepreneurship, and employability programs that prepare Nigerian workers, especially young people, for opportunities in the modern economy. The government that supports enterprise supports workers. When industries grow, jobs are created. When businesses succeed, workers and the families benefit. This is why the administration economic policies are designed to stimulate production, attract investment, and position Nigeria for long-term prosperity. The federal government has also continued to invest in infrastructure, energy reforms, transportation, agriculture, and other productive sectors because these are critical foundations for job creation and improving living standards of our workers. However, governance is a shared responsibility. The success of any administration depends not only on the vision and the actions of government, but also on the cooperation of citizens, labor unions, employers, civil society organizations, and other stakeholders. As we discuss governance and its impact on workers, we must continue to promote constructive dialogue, national unity, and policies that place the interests of Nigerian people at the center of development. Let me assure you that the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR remains committed to protecting workers' rights, promoting decent work, encouraging harmonious industrial relations, and ensuring that labor remains a key partner in Nigeria's economic transformation. The journey towards a better Nigeria requires continuity, stability, and the commitment of all stakeholders. We must continue to support policies and programs that strengthen our economy, empower workers, and create opportunities for future generations. As we look ahead, I urge all workers and other partners to remain actively engaged in the national development process. The Nigeria we desire is possible when we combine vision with action, the reforms with compassion, and leadership with responsibility. I once again appreciate working people for good governance for organizing this important summit and for providing an avenue for dialogue on issues that affect the Nigerian workers. I wish this summit fruitful deliberations and meaningful outcomes. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much, sir. Another round of applause for him, for that insightful message. Working people united. Working people united. You know we had an arrangement before our chairman came in. Please don't fall my hand. Working people united. Greater Nigeria. Greater Nigeria. A round of applause for yourselves. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Chief of Staff, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. We promise not to take much of your time because we actually know how important today is to you, and we appreciate that out of your beautiful day, you've decided to give us a few minutes of your time. We appreciate, and God bless you. Without wasting much of our time, may I respectfully welcome and invite the chairman of this prestigious occasion, a former minority leader, a former two-term speaker of the House of Representatives, who during his tenure, he did what? He built trust with the people and maintained consistency in his political journey. Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila did not drop the ball as the Speaker of the House of Representatives in the 9th National Assembly. He was very clear of his vision from day one. If your hands are not too busy, please put them together as I welcome the celebrator of today, the Chief of Staff to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. Can we celebrate him, please, as he comes off stage to give a speech? Can we keep clapping? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to you, all my leaders. Thank you very much. Could have asked for a better way to start my day than to be amongst you and be celebrated by the workers of Nigeria. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Working People United. Working People United. Greater Nigeria. Greater Nigeria. Thank you very much. The coordinator of the Working People United, Prince William Akporeha, and the Working People United, the Minister of Labor, my friend and colleague, the former minister, religious leaders, all workers of Nigeria, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and thank you. I bring you warm greetings and good wishes from the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. He has asked me to convey to you his deep and abiding respect for the Nigerian worker, whom he has often and rightly described as the backbone of our nation and an indispensable component of the engine that drives our collective progress. Mr. President has asked also for me to assure you that the welfare of the Nigerian worker remains central to the philosophy of governance, that is the Renewed Hope agenda. Now let me begin by thanking Working People United for convening this important gathering and for the gracious invitation extended to me. The theme you have chosen, policies and governance, impact on the working people, demands that we measure governance where it must always be measured, in the lived experience of the worker. It is a noble effort for which I commend you most sincerely. Now, there is a reason the dignity of labor occupies so honored a place in the moral imagination of every serious society. It is because work is not merely how we earn our bread. It is how we contribute, how we belong, and how we shape the world we will hand to our children. The teacher in the classroom, the nurse in a small community hospital, working late into the night, the civil servant, the artisan in the workshop, the driver on the highway, and the police officer at his post are the republic itself at work. When we speak of the economy, we are speaking of them. When we speak of development, we are speaking for them. And when we speak of good governance, we are answerable first and finally to them. Abraham Lincoln understood this more than a century and a half ago when he reminded his own nation that labor is prior to and independent of capital, and that labor deserves much the higher consideration. It is a truth our own founding fathers held dear, and one this administration has sought to honor with deliberate action. The road we have traveled these past 3 years has not been an easy one, and I will not stand here and pretend otherwise. When President Tinubu assumed office, he inherited an economy living on borrowed time. And I say this with all sense of sincerity and seriousness, that when President Tinubu assumed office, he inherited an economy living on borrowed time. Facts are sacred. The fuel subsidy that consumed trillions of naira each year was unsustainable, and it enriched a privileged few far more than it ever protected the ordinary worker in whose name it was defended. A foreign exchange regime propped up by artifice was draining our reserves and distorting our markets. Hard choices had become unavoidable. And this president, to his enduring credit, chose the path of responsibility over the path of postponement. I say this at different fora, that Mr. President had a choice of approaching governance. He had a choice of one of two ways. Either come in and govern as a politician, or come in and govern as a statesman. Now, the difference between the two is that whilst the politician thinks about the next election, a leader and statesman thinks about the next generation. Mr. President decided to toe the path of the latter. He decided to lead as a leader and think about the next generation. Now, we all know that these reforms exacted a real and painful cost. Prices rose. The cost of living climbed. Families already stretched found themselves stretched further still. It will be an insult to the collective intelligence of the Nigerian people to dismiss that hardship, and this administration will never do that. We have never claimed that the medicine was painless. What we have insisted upon is that our country would not have survived without it, and that the duty of a responsible government is not merely to administer the medicine, but to sit at the bedside, ease the pain, and nurse the nation, or the patient, in this case the nation, back to health. That is the work this administration has undertaken for the Nigerian worker, and permit me now to place some of it on record. First, and most consequentially, this administration has delivered a new national minimum wage. In July 2024, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu signed into law a minimum wage of 70,000 naira, which more than doubled the 30,000 naira that workers had endured for years. And recognizing that the cost of living does not stand still, the president reduced the statutory review cycle from 5 years to 3 years, so that wages may keep closer pace with economic reality. This was not a favor conferred. It was a promise made on the campaign trail, and is now a promise kept in government. This administration has restored dignity to the twilight of a worker's career. For more than 2 decades, since the Pension Reform Act of 2004, federal civil servants who gave 35 years of faithful service to this country have retired without the gratuity that early generations had taken for granted. It was a grave injustice, raised again and again by the unions, and deferred again and again by successive governments. This administration ended that deferral. With effect from the 1st of January this year, the Federal Executive Council approved the reintroduction of gratuity for retiring federal civil servants, a lump sum equal to a full year's emolument for those who have served at least 10 years, paid over and above their pensions. But we did not stop there. This administration approved bonds to clear long-standing pension arrears dating back to 2007. We have moved pension payments to a regime of near zero waiting time, so that the worker who retires no longer waits in anguish for entitlements that are rightfully theirs. We have extended micro-pension coverage to more than 800,000 workers in informal sector. The traders, the artisans, the self-employed, who for too long stood entirely outside the safety net. And we are introducing health insurance for retirees, because a lifetime of service should not be rewarded with a lifetime of anxiety. As Mr. President himself has often affirmed, the laborer is worthy of his wages, in service and in retirement alike. For decades, civil servants in the FCT administration labored under a peculiar disadvantage. Unlike their colleagues in every other federal ministry and agency, they could rise no higher than the rank of director. And there was where their careers ended, at the rank of director. A law to correct this had sat on our books since 2018. Yet it was left to gather dust on a shelf, unimplemented by the very administration that enacted it. This administration took that law down from the shelf through the determined work of the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. And with the President's approval, the FCT Civil Service Commission was established and made operational. For the first time in our history, a civil servant of the FCT administration may now aspire to become a permanent secretary and even head of service. The practical results have followed swiftly, with thousands of long overdue promotions, the clearing of backlogged allowances, and the settlement of nearly 2 years of rural allowances owed to health workers serving in our most remote communities. This is what good governance looks like in practice. It quietly seeks out the forgotten worker and restores to them what fairness always demanded. This administration has moved to allow workers to keep more of what they earn. Last June, the President signed into law a historic set of tax reforms. And this most far-reaching overhaul of our fiscal system in a generation took effect at the beginning of this year. Where once we labored under a confusing thicket of more than 60 separate taxes, we now have a single, simplified, and modern code. And at the heart of that code is a deliberate act of justice towards the low-income earner. Every worker earning up to 800,000 naira a year now pays no personal income tax whatsoever. The minimum wage earner has been lifted clean out of the tax net. We have introduced rent relief and removed value-added tax on basic food, healthcare, and education, so that the essentials of life are not taxed at the point of purchase. And for the worker who loses their job through no fault of their own, we have raised the tax-free ceiling on severance pay from 10 million to 50 million naira. These policy choices are not abstractions. For millions of for millions of families across our country trying to make ends meet, these policies are the very difference between dignity and desperation. And there is more besides. A fund of 200 billion naira to support the micro, small, and medium enterprise that employ the vast majority of our people. Social investment programs that have reached some 15 million vulnerable households. A community protection guards initiative that has recruited tens of thousands of young Nigerians, securing our communities while creating honest employment. Agricultural interventions that place seed, mechanization, and protection in the hands of our farmers. The Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation to democratize access to consumer credit for Nigeria's working population and give our people the leverage they need to build their dreams. These efforts are beginning to bear fruit. The inflation that peaked at over 34% in the immediate aftermath of the reforms has since fallen to around 15%. The naira has steadied. Over 39 billion naira of credit has been disbursed to beneficiaries. The economy that was gasping for air not long ago is breathing once more. Now, I do not offer these figures to declare victory. Far from it. I offer them as evidence that the difficult path was the right path, and that the discipline of these past years is at last beginning to repay the patience of the Nigerian people. I could recite these measures as a catalog of achievements and leave it there. But that would miss the deeper point. And this summit is too serious for such shallow accounting. The point is this: the policy choices we have made in this administration are the expression of a single coherent conviction that the worker belongs at the center of national development, not at its margins, and that an economy which does not work for the people who do the work is not, in any meaningful sense, working at all. That is the moral core of the renewed hope agenda. It is governance organized around the proposition that prosperity must be broadly shared. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to speak to you about what lies ahead and to remind you that the work is not nearly finished. The cost of living remains too high for too many of our people. The 70,000 naira wage, which was a milestone in 2024, must be honestly reassessed against today's realities. And I can confirm to you that when the time comes to begin the process of reviewing the national minimum wage, this administration will approach that endeavor not as an adversary of labor, but as a partner. President Tinubu has said time and again that the custodians of the nation's machinery deserve a fair and commensurate wage. And as you all well know by now, this is a president who means precisely what he says and does exactly what he means. It must be said that good governance is not a performance staged by government for the benefit of a passive audience. It is a partnership between those who govern and those who are governed. Nowhere is that partnership more vital than in the relationship between government and the working people of Nigeria. It is with this understanding in mind that I ask the leaders of organized labor and the members of Working People United to remain what you have so often been at your finest, partners in progress, rather than antagonists in perpetuity. Let us choose to dialogue over disruption, because as we have proven again and again, we achieve far more when we reason together than when we retreat to our separate corners. I make this appeal in the same spirit in which I have spoken elsewhere of the bonds that hold this nation together. National unity and national progress are not abstract aspirations, but the foundation upon which economic resilience and shared prosperity are built. Industrial harmony is itself a form of that unity, and in a world that is fracturing and reordering itself before our eyes, the partnership between government and labor is a strategic necessity we must protect. Theodore Roosevelt once observed that far and away the best prize that life offers is the chance to work hard at work worth doing. The Nigerian worker has never lacked that spirit. Through every season of difficulty, you have kept the candle aflame. You have taught our children, healed our sick, kept our records, secured our streets, and turned the wheels of an economy that did not always reward your faith. This administration seeks you, it sees you, it honors you, and it is resolved through deliberate policy and faithful governance to ensure that your labor is met at last with the dignity, the security, and the reward it has always deserved. Let it be said of this era that when Nigeria faced its hardest choices, it did not abandon its workers to bear the burden alone. Let it be said that we eased the pain, that we kept our promises, and that we built patiently, honestly, and together a country in which hard work is rewarded and no worker is left behind. On that note, and with very great pleasure, it is now my honor to declare this Good Governance Summit open. May your deliberations be rich, your conclusions wise, and your resolutions worthy of the working people whose cause has brought us together. Thank you. God bless and keep you all, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
A round of applause for His Excellency, the Chief of Staff to the President, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. Sir, you're not done yet. We have a few things for you to do for us. I would like to invite our President General, the National Coordinator, Comrade Prince Akporera, because you're going to be unveiling a special seal for us for a responsible citizen of Nigeria. Comrade, sir.
I am a great ambassador of Nigeria. I will not market Nigeria. I am a responsible citizen.
I believe strongly in Nigeria. I will not demarket Nigeria. I am a responsible citizen.
I am a responsible citizen of Nigeria. I refuse to demarket my beloved country, Nigeria.
The hand that built Nigeria shaped its future. Working People United, Greater Nigeria.
I believe strongly in Nigeria. I will not demarcate Nigeria. I'm a responsible citizen of Nigeria.
The hands that built Nigeria shaped its future. Working People United, Greater Nigeria.
I am a responsible citizen of Nigeria. I am proud to be a Nigerian. Working People United, Greater Nigeria. I am a responsible citizen of Nigeria.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, Mr. Chairman of Protocol duly observed, today marks another significant milestone in the journey of Working People United as we proudly unveil our new civic identity campaign and tag Responsible Citizen. This initiative is born out of a wavering belief that nation building is not the sole responsibility of government alone, but a collective duty shared by every citizen. A responsible citizen is one who obeys the law, contributes positively to society, and respects the rights of others, promotes peace, and actively participates in the development of the nation. At a time when the world faces numerous social and security challenges, the need for responsible citizenship as Nigerians has become more necessary and urgent than ever. Every responsible citizen is required to speak positively about his or her country at all times. The progress of any nation is determined not only by the quality of its leaders, but by the character, discipline, and commitment of its citizens. Bad-mouthing and the marketing of one's country by citizens in all spheres of life has serious negative implications and consequences and must be avoided by all responsible citizens. The responsible citizen tag therefore serves as a call to action. It reminds every Nigerian worker, professional, artisan, entrepreneur, student, and community leader that our actions matter and integrity of our country is important. We must move from merely demanding good governance to also demonstrating good citizenship and good followership. Working People United believe that when citizens become responsible, communities become stronger, institutions become more accountable, and governments become more responsive. Through this campaign, we seek to inspire a new generation of Nigerians who uphold integrity, embrace civic duties, promote national unity, and contribute meaningfully to the development of our great nation. Today, we invite all Nigerians to wear this badge of responsibility with pride. Let us become embodiment of integrity, ambassadors of honesty, patriotism, hard work, tolerance, service to humanity, and to our dear nation. Together, compatriots, we can build a society where rights are balanced by our brothers and being our brothers' keepers, where every citizen contributes to creating a better future for the generation yet to born, by being proud and responsible citizens committed to a united and progressive Nigeria. On behalf of the Working People United, I wish to invite the chairman of this occasion to officially unveil the Responsible Citizen tag as our collective commitment to building a more peaceful, productive, and prosperous Nigeria. Let us rise to the challenge. Be responsible, be patriotic, and also be the change. Thank you, and God bless the working people of Nigeria. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
On behalf of Mr. President and the people of Nigeria, I want to, it gives me great pleasure to unveil this responsible citizens tag of the working people of Nigeria this day, June 25th, 2026. And I'm told that this is already trademarked.
Yes, sir.
Very well done. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So let me officially wear you the badge of responsible citizen of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay.
Congratulations, sir. Congratulations, sir.
All right, please, this way. Can we put our hands together for our chairman? Our chairman, sir. And body. Let it be on record. Yes, sir. This is a cake. Yes, sir. This cake has been donated by the working people of Nigeria to celebrate your day, 64th birthday on planet Earth. For the country you've served, everyone, please hold it. Everyone on the front row first. Everyone on the front row, please. For the country you've given the best, for the country you've served. Let it be on record. As we call this cake today, on your birthday, that it came in a time when Nigeria needed a surgery. Surgery to purge the nation of ideas, ideologies, and practices that has kept us bound for 40 years. And you were part of those in that theater that performed the surgery as the Chief of Staff to Africa's reformative President of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And on behalf of the working people of Nigeria, the national coordinator is here. We'd like to say one or two things about the cake before we proceed with the cutting of the cake.
Well, today the Working People United present a cake of unity, a cake of progress, and a cake of long life to our chairman, the Chief of Staff, to the President of this good country, Right Honorable, Comrade Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. Mr. Chairman, sir, you're welcome. Please, can we sing the happy birthday song once again? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Can you please stand up, please? Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Our chairman is a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us, and so say all of us, and so say all of us, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us. Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! Thank you, coalitions. Chairman. Wait, hold on. Our mandate we shall stand. Our mandate we shall stand. Our mandate, our mandate. Thank you, Comrade. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, and please, just a very important announcement. This is done by the working people of Nigeria. All until this moment is not aware of anything cake. So that tomorrow, opposition will not say, Femi Gbajabiamila, cut cake, spread this on live TV, and you understand, he's not aware. So this cake is brought to you by working people of Nigeria, sir.
In fact, it's a surprise.
It's a surprise. It's not even aware.
Can we just present this, sir? So, on behalf of Working People United, we hereby present a card of good health, a card of prosperity, and a card that today, Nigerian, which you have continued to serve dutifully, will remain united. Thank you. Congratulations once again, sir. Okay.
will cut the cake. Our chairman, sir, will be assisted by the national coordinator. For this great country you've served, for the democracy you've defended. Like I do say, no living Nigerian has the democratic credential of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And for that system, you've worked tirelessly and have strengthened democracy across Africa. We are going to call this cake by spelling Nigeria. For all this you've done it for Nigeria. And Nigeria working people are together standing by you on this day to cut your birthday cake. This is a collective appreciation to you and to Mr. President. So we are going to spell Nigeria. Give me N. Give me I. Give me G. Give me E. Give me R. Give me I. And finally, give me A. Congratulations. Happy 64th birthday. Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, Commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Well, thank you very much. That's all I can say at this point, because this is actually a surprise, a big one, but a pleasant one. I wasn't expecting this at all. This looks like a very expensive cake. I could never have afforded this. It's not only does it look expensive, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I will appreciate this. I do appreciate it. It means I'm going to have a really good birthday. The only sad thing about this is that, for many of us, it looks so good. I want to eat it, but I'm watching my weight, so I might not be able to indulge. Maybe tonight, when I kick back, I'll have a cup of tea and have a slice of this, and that will mean a lot to me. Thank you so much, and God bless all of you.
Please, the Chief of Staff, at this time we're going to excuse you to your back to your tight schedules in the office. There'll be a group photograph outside. Okay, just the Chief, sir. Mr. Chairman, sir.
Yes, sir. We want you to just take a photograph with all the National Working Committee.
The National Working Committee, please. Our
just
chairman just has 1 minute. National Working Committee, let's have you here. Every other person, please excuse us.
Minister, sir. Minister of Labour, sir. Please join us in this picture. Yes, sir. All National Working Committee members of Working Poor United, please. There is an opportunity to also share a photograph with our chairman. I hope we're all here. Okay.